Welcome back to the Thursday evening Cowboy Fashion Report. This evening I've got on my old powder blue pearl snap. Those pearl snaps. I was wearing old powder the first time I ever did this ignorant shit about a year and a half ago. Sure never thought I'd still be doing it. But kind of keeps me entertained. Well, I was thinking about an old buddy I had back about 30 years ago up there on the Wyoming-Colorado line. His name was Antonio Garcia. Yeah, he was imported from Mexico. Him and his family had a lovely wife, little girl. And me and Tony made lots of tracks together. And he didn't speak much English, and I didn't speak any Spanish. But boy, we got along, and he taught me a lot. He could ride anything you could throw a saddle on, and rope anything that wore hair. And probably some stuff that didn't wear hair. He taught me some cool loops. And he could 4-foot them broncs like you see on Facebook now, them char rodeos, and just pancake them. Boy, he'd badass with a rope. Anyway, the language barrier was there, and it was definite, and pretty much the English words that Tony knew, he just stuck a Y on the end of them. And he taught me a few Spanish cuss words. That's pretty much still all I know. But we communicated good. Years later, I worked up there in Panhandle, Texas, different places. And I noticed that up there, any English words that them fellas from Mexico knew, they stuck a Y on the end of it. And I finally figured out when I worked for Nick Holt where that came from. Nick Holt owned that place up there, Groover, the I-Bar cattle company. Run lots of yearling. Lots of cowboys worked up there and froze to death in the winter. But Nick, he used to work quite a few boys from Mexico, and Nick didn't speak much of word Spanish. But he thought if he stuck a Y on the end of English words that he was pretty much talking Spanish. And then poor new kids would come in and he'd love to tell them to do something. Well, hell, they didn't know what he was saying. Well, he'd just go to telling them louder and put more Y's on them. And pretty soon they'd go to doing something and it all worked out. But I thought it was kind of funny. He kind of made up his own language. And it's not really Spanish. It's not really English. But anybody that's worked up in that country kind of knows what I mean. You learn to communicate even if you don't speak either one of them. But, I was going to tell you a few of the major phrases and maybe define them in English for you. It might help you if you run across some of this in your trails. The first one would be, and the most popular, would be catchy gatey, catchy gatey. That means open the gate fast or shut the gate fast or get the hell out of the gate. One of the other ones is catchy lunchy. That's pretty much talking about any meal or snack you would eat daytime or nighttime. Breakfast, brunch, dinner, supper. Or it could mean I'm hungry, it's time to eat, I'm ready to eat, why are we not eating? And various other meanings. Pinche caballo. That pretty much means that horse, or I don't like that horse, or he could be a pretty good horse. And, of course, no one for shit means not good. And that was a popular one I noticed. I used it a lot myself. And, but that Palomino bull, she's a big one. That means that's a big Charolais bull. Now, furthering that on, that Palomino bull, she's a bad one, man. She jump at the squeeze, just got the umbrella, catch you the gate and paya. That whole sentence meant that very large, mean Charolais bull jumped out of the squeeze chute, ran over most of the ground crew, tore a gate off the hinges, and got away. Well, I hope that helps some if you run across some of this language in your travels, and I will see y'all next week. Keep snapping.